All right, everybody. So these are the ones that I already had. Well, some of them. And these are all the new ones that I have from the New Orleans Springtime Garden Show at City Park. And I wasn't able to do videos because my phone was acting up, and with the amount of wind and everything else, it just kept messing with the signals, and the videos were cutting off and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you the whole haul that I brought home. And here we go. Look at this beautiful Cattleya. Are you serious? Look at this. I saw it and I was like, you're coming home with mama. Yes! Look at that. The orange and the magenta and the fuchsia all together. Oh my God, and it's a beautiful plant. It was $50 from Fufu Orchids. And it is Amy Wakasugi NN. BLC Amy Wakasugi MN. The tag's really hard to read, but there it is. And it's Fufu Orchids. I'm sure you can look them up on Instagram or wherever. I have a card somewhere. I'll take a picture of it and post it. But that was $50 for that Cattleya. Then they also have this dendrobium. Look at, and on the video it's not going to show how intense this color is, but it's a beautiful dark, almost blood red, but it's like I don't know, it's like a magenta in person. I mean, in person it's like almost like a blood red and magenta together. So good. And it's got little baby, stems coming up. There's growth. So I'm really happy with this one, and it was $30 for this dendrobium, which I will more than likely put in a basket or mount. And then that's also from Fufu Orchids. Now, my ladies at Belle Dance were not able to make the garden show. I'm not going to get into why. But they were not able to make the garden show. It was personal reasons. What am I seeing here? I have a stem of flowers coming up off of this dendrobium right now. Yes! I just noticed it. So exciting. I literally just caught that. But one of the guys that works for Cindy at Belle Dance has his own orchid little orchid business going on, and he's Fufu Orchids. And so he took Cindy's Belle Dance's space. So he was there with his orchids, and I'm very, very, very happy. Now, this is a real exotic one. This is Papilio Fedulum, and it is Pat Vixillarium, and it's Barbatum and Fiorinum, or something like that. Anyways, together, it's a cross. And once again, my video is not going to pick up this verbiage on the tag. I got to get that together. But it's right here. Papilio Fedulum. I forget what it's Papilio something. Anyways, so this is going to open up. It's got a big cup, and then it's got like this pointed, almost like snake head to it with a couple of big petals that stick out to the side. All striped. It's going to be gorgeous. I love it. When it opens, I'll definitely post photos. But this guy was $35. So that's what came from Fufu. Then there was this other guy, and he had these ground orchids. And I believe this is called a nun's orchid. It has a scent. You can plant it into the ground, which I have planted into the ground. I finally have spikes growing back after this winter. I noticed that the bulb at the bottom stayed green after the snow. And I was sitting there and praying that it would, not praying, but thinking on it, that it would come back with some stems and leaves and everything this year. And instead of the main plant coming back up, I have 3 babies coming off to the side. And so I was so excited. And I decided I was going to get more. Now look at that flower. The petals are a like light white on the outside. On the inside, they are like a mocha color. And then your throat is that nice dark purple with a rosy edge. And they have a beautiful, beautiful scent. Yeah, it's like a mild gardenia and cocoa mixed together, which is kind of suiting, right? Because the top of the petal is the color of a gardenia and the underside of those is the color of cocoa. So you mix gardenia and cocoa together and you get the scent of this orchid. You can plant it in the ground. You can keep it in a pot. If you keep it in a pot in Louisiana, you're probably better off because you can bring it in when you need to. But we'll see what happens. And then I saw, oh my God. So, as y'all know, I am a big fan of the English garden shows, and they are what inspire me to keep on going and doing this and give me ideas, and they just really inspire me, like Carol Klein and Monty Don and all the different people that do the BBC shows with them. And so I'm walking to the other half of the show, because when you enter, you've got the main walks and everything else, and there's a bunch of different vendors on one side, and then that's to the left where they have all the different garden rooms sectioned off with hedges and everything. And then if you go to the right, you have another area where they have like crafty stuff and flowers and blah 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 and dee. Well, I was going to the side that was to the right, and this lady, this wonderful woman, was walking past me, and she had these 2 ground orchids that I hadn't seen before. And they resembled the one that I just showed you. And I was like, and I wanted to get more. And I was like, oh, can I ask you where you got those? They're beautiful. And she spoke, and she had an English accent. And I was going to say it then, but I let it go. Got my orchids, whatever, found where she told me they would be, and went on my way. So as I'm leaving, she's leaving with us. And she's, I see you found the orchids. And I said, yes. And I said, I have got to say, you remind me of one of the people I watch on YouTube from the BBC garden shows. She says, it is me. And she started naming the shows. And I was like, oh my God. So now I'm thinking that she lives here. I'm like, I want to invite this lady over to my house. I want her to see my orchids. I want her to see my gardens. I want to soak in as much advice as I can from this woman. I need to know what organization she may be part of, if she teaches at any agricultural center or at City Park with the classes that they offer there. I need to get in this lady's brain, and I was so excited. And the only thing I could say when she said, it is me, I said, yes, at the top of my lungs. And I was like, ah! But anyways, so that was an exciting moment for me because, you know, stuff like that just jazzes me up. So anyways, these are the orchids that she had in her hand. Is that not gorgeous? And they can go on the ground also, or not. I think I'm going to do these in pots, but look at that. And the scent, amazing. Once again, it's like cocoa. It smells just like the one that I called the nun orchid, nun's orchid, but the one I just showed you. But it's all white with a green tinge to it, and that lip is bigger. The flower is pretty much different. Almost dendrobium in style, and it is gorgeous. And these probably get taller than this, but this one's standing about 2 feet tall in the pot. And its name is Fias Don Rosenberg Tropical Ice. So that's what it is. Will it focus ever? Alright, but anyways, so that is what I brought in as far as orchids from the New Orleans Spring Garden Show. Then I did get some daylilies, and I got some little grass, some wild grass with little blue flowers on it and stuff like that. But these are the orchids that I got, and I'm so excited. But yes, have a wonderful day. I'm going to take a nap and try and get over last night. Anyways, and get ready for this evening. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful day. If you go to the New Orleans Spring Garden Show at City Park, it is at the Botanical Gardens. It's $12 for adults. You can buy the tickets ahead of time, but you really don't have to. There shouldn't be a line to get in anymore. The line's there earlier. But lots of vendors, lots of flowers, lots of local people that you may not know about. So go check it out. Bye! Don't forget, keep it blooming.